and if you do, it's because someone's getting DTs, and it's like, I hate you because now I have to build an observer. But we are into game number 7. I hope we get that right. Number 7 here in the Clan War Best of 9 between iVn and TCP. We've seen some really interesting games. Of course, we've seen some cheesy stuff. We've seen some macro stuff. We've seen some very passive stuff in game number 1 as well. Or wait, was it game number 1 or game number 2? I don't know. One of the games was a little bit passive, but here we are in game number 7. Of course, we will see our player down at the bottom left-hand side. He is a yellow Protoss. He's in the color that I don't like, so I'll have to change the freaking starboard again. He is fighting for TCP, he'll need to win the next bunch of games if he actually wants the team to win the war. It is Tragic Hero.
Caught it.
Yep, did indeed. His opponent up to the top right-hand side. We are back on Cloud Kingdom, just in case you hadn't noticed. It is iVn Standard. So, I'm gonna fix up
the position of Tragic Hero, the pressure that comes being the ace player when down a couple games. You know, it's one thing when both aces are out at the same time, or you got 2 players. But if I recall, what's the score currently? 4-2, is it?
Correct. It is 4-2.
So another 3 players, including Standard, that Hero needs to take down without dropping a game. So
yeah,
quite the pressure that can come onto, and that can, you know, at times affect the players with their nerves. But as I have said, I've seen Tragic Hero play ace a couple times for them, so you know, you'd kind of hope and assume that by now he should be good with that sort of thing. I don't know about you, but I'm personally one of the players I tend to play a fair bit better under pressure, actually.
That is the story of the Tragic Hero.
Yeah, I don't know. I generally, of course, because I'm not really in a team or anything, I've only been playing in the BSG tournaments and the GPG tournament sort of things that go down, and of course the Pandarine Open, you know. Yeah, not too much pressure because, you know, it's no big deal to me. I'm just gonna throw out the mech style, the mech TVP, the mech TVZ, and TVT. It's all a whole bunch of fun.
See how many people you control in the process.
Yeah, well, exactly.
That's a bit of play, but so Nexus first coming down for.
I love this.
It's a really nice map for this because it's quite easy to get the wall up, and that's basically how I like to choose warp maps. I'm going to do a Nexus first. Can I do an easy wall up on it with those 3 buildings? Where I don't usually I'll go Forge Gateway, and then if they're sending their lanes over, I'll chuck down a second gateway, which I don't usually let finish, but that'll buy your cannon enough time to get up and you'll be safe. So on the big ramp maps, Nexus first isn't usually quite as nice, but on these ones like Shakura's Cloud Kingdom, a lot of these maps, even now, he can put that probe into that small gateway and get that full wall off, which will give his cannon enough time to get up. So, nice reading the map and going for a nice strategy to go along with it.
Definitely. So pretty all very standard stuff at the moment from both of these guys, including Standard. So, you know, that just makes it work all nicely. He's got 1 gate inside the main, 1 gas, I should say, inside the main Tragic Hero here. A little bit interested about that. Normally the gas wait's just a tiny bit longer and you grab both at the same time, but I don't know, we'll have to see what he's going to do about that. Looks like he will transfer those probes in. Meanwhile, of course, we did see that the natural of Standard was blocked out for quite a while. His 3rd base was actually started way before that, as we can see. That's just finished up now. So he's going to get that droning started. Of course, you want to add in a couple of queens for the defense and the creep spread as well. Not to mention those injects really helping out a bit. But yeah, not too much going on right at the start of the game. Cannon will pick off those links before they get too close for comfort. And the
yeah, nice work. Tragic has scattered out the 3rd, with the 3rd being put down before the natural. One of the players, absolutely, once again, one of the ones I love to see hate playing against is when they get that 3rd, which they'll show, but then they don't get the natural, and then do a 2-base play, and the Protoss are like, oh, they got the 3rd, so it's fine.
Yep.
Of course, not what Standard's doing this game, but one of those things that it's great bit of metagaming going on there. With now Standard being really nice and safe, sending these probes, Zerglings everywhere, checking for pylons. Even if you look at the rally points of this Zergling up the top, he's checking every corner. And it looks like he's just going to stop just before he reaches the probe. But another Zergling coming in through that direction, so yeah, he's checking every... Even, actually, DUCKVILLE, go into Standard's vision and take a look at the minimap and see how solid he has scouted everything. There is 1 dark spot, which I'm pretty sure he's about to have a look at now.
Yep.
So he's had complete vision of that top half and even the middle, so just that 1 corner in the bottom right that he hasn't seen.
Yeah, exactly. Doing a really good job with making sure that there are no proxies around the map. Meanwhile, I'm still very interested about this one gas play from Tragic Hero at the moment. He hasn't actually gone up to the second or even the third, which you normally would see, and there is the reason for that. Going to pick up that third base very quickly here. So I would not be surprised to see a couple of gates go down around about now as well, just to make sure that he does have enough production capabilities to protect that third base. But he is doing a little bit of pressure up at the third of standard. Gets the queen, which is a nice little grab there. Going to kill off a couple of these lings as well, maybe even every ling there, and that means that the drones are going to be in a bit of trouble. But some supporting lings now come across, and he should be well.
Yeah, I do a build which is very similar to this, which I absolutely love, where you get one, maybe two gateways, you chrono out units, and you get them sent over, and this pressure hits before speed is done, so the power of like 2 zealots and 3 stalkers, or like 3 zealots and 4 stalkers, you know, so much in those early bits if they haven't already prepared. But at the same time, you'll see at his third, he'll soon put down a bunch of gateways that I would expect to get a wall, build a bit of SimCity, so you get a really nice defensive spot behind this pressure. This pressure isn't meant to do anything, but a lot of times it will take down the third, and that's exactly what it's doing. But this pressure had nothing to do with aggression. It had to do with keeping standard preoccupied while he gets this third. So it's one of the...
Wow.
Even though we have a bit of a GG here, I think he has vision. He's still in the game, so can you check if he had vision of that third?
Yes, he did.
So that's what he's feeling there. He sees that the third is up before. His third's just been cancelled, and the Protoss has his third. Still think that was a bit early of a GG, but I do understand his thinking there.
Well, it's game number 7 done. Well, we'll find out if Tragic Hero is able to come back. They're very, very, you know, as you were saying, it's aggressive, but without being aggressive at the same time. So I take it there's no chrono that goes into building probes. Is that?
The way I do it, I usually do the 2 gate. I used to do the 1 gate one, but I get a 2 gate. Do some chronoing on the probes at the beginning, but as soon as both gateways, I even go gateway, cybernetics, so I can get 3 zealots up and then start stalker production.
Yep.
And yeah, as soon as those 2 gateways go down, I start using my chronos. So I don't really save chronos up until that point, but then I focus on that. Because once again, it's not a pressure to kill them, it's to distract them. And a lot of the time you do get lucky, and you can do a lot of damage with it. But the main thing is you're focusing on your side of the base, and that's why I said at the third, he didn't really do it that game. He had a cannon, but he had 2 gateways building in his main base. I would have loved to have seen him chuck them at the third and make a wall between the ramp and the nexus. Really using those gateways to help defend that spot, because that's the way I play it. And so by the time that they realize that you have a third, or the time they can do anything about it, you're already set up in a really strong defensive position.
Cool. Alright, well, there we go. That's that particular aggressive but not aggressive build there from our Tragic Hero, who's trying to win the series back for TCP. As you can see down in that little scoreboard there, it is currently sitting at 4-3.